My name's Dave DeBow, founder of MoneyPartnerFormula.com, and this show is built for everyday real estate investors who are actively doing deals and looking to scale using other people's money. So if you're an active real estate investor and you want to get featured on this show to talk about your own real estate and capital raising experiences, then just go to daveinterviewyou.com. Now let's get rolling with this episode, and remember to subscribe for daily interview content. Hey folks, welcome back. Today our special guest is Stash Geleszinski, zooming in from Cincinnati, Ohio. And Stash has a lot of experience in real estate, both on the brokerage side of things, as well as on the investor side of things, nowadays on the developer side of things, and also involved in some pretty cool software. So Stash, welcome to the show. Great to have you.
Thanks for having me, Dave.
So Stash, it's as we're recording this, it's August 2025. Just a little snapshot of what you do when it comes to real estate these days.
Sure. So, I was in brokerage a majority of my career. I've recently transitioned over to the principal side, heading up acquisitions for a venture real estate company. They were one of our best clients, and I felt it was time for me to move from the broker side to the principal side, and they were kind of the only group that I wanted to join. So
you were selling them properties for years, so now you've joined the team, and now you're helping them buy properties.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, cool. What about yourself as an investor? You also do some stuff for yourself, correct?
Yeah, so I've got, I just finished, I bought a shell of a building here in Cincinnati. It's in Camp Washington, which is a transitioning neighborhood.
Okay. That's a nice way, politically correct way to put it. Yeah.
It's got some hair on it, but it's it's a great spot, and it's poised for growth over the next coming years. And so, I bought a shell. And it took me about 2 years to put Humpty Dumpty back together again. And I have 6 beautiful apartments now. And I'm leasing them.
Was this a historical building, or what kind of a building was it, Stash?
Yeah, I mean, it is historic. It was built in 1880, I think. Okay. But the only thing that's original are the bricks, and then the roof trusses, I guess. Everything else is new. So nice. New plumbing, electric. It didn't even have stairs when I bought it. But one of the things actually I learned from venture in watching them as a broker, they would go into these neighborhoods that others wouldn't touch. And actually, let me back up. So it was 2013, and I was walking a property with a developer who had built 20,000 LIHTC units. It's 19 and change, and he'll tell you specifically. But I was like, Bill, how are you going to turn this thing around? He's like, it's easy. If you offer people a clean, safe place to live and respond to maintenance requests, you'll always have tenants. I was like, oh, okay. All right.
Pretty simple.
So, then I saw in doing brokerage work with and for venture, I remember we would comp their properties, rent comps, and we'd end up comping against their other deals in the market or the submarket. And the reason for that is because they, clean, safe place to live and respond to maintenance requests, but they also offer the nicest units in the market. And as a result, they get the best rents and the best tenants. So, I kept those things in mind when I was looking at this opportunity and said, this is a neighborhood that has not had really any market rate activity. It had some affordable product, but there was actually an old factory building. It was called the Machine Flats, and I comped against that, and they're getting same rental rates. And so I said, all right, well, I've got gold tone finishes on my fixtures and, drawer pulls, cabinet pulls, things like that. Quartz countertops, vinyl plank flooring, sexy bathrooms. That's something else I picked up from a developer, a different one, but that's what he was about. He did a bunch of new construction and repurpose, renovation sorts of deals, and he was all about sexy bathrooms. So I made sure that mine fit the bill.
Okay, now you got me. What the hell is a sexy bathroom? What does a sexy bathroom look like? Paint me the picture.
Um, so you walk in and you've got we have light up mirrors. So they're kind of backlit, but it's an
Okay.
LED. The tile on the floor it's a nice pattern tile. It's a white background with a black pattern on it, and it really pops.
Hmm.
We've got large format. It looks like it's like a marble, but they're 24 by 24 squares. And my tile guy did a beautiful job with it. Again, gold tone. I've got sliding glass doors on it,
Are you
and
talking
then
about the shower now or the
yeah,
bath? Yeah.
yeah, the
Okay.
shower doors. And then I have kind of a cubby in the shower wall, so that you can put your soap and conditioners and shampoos in there. And it really just looks really nice. And
Nice.
then gold, again, gold tone um, towel bar and toilet paper and all that sort of stuff. So it
So just
all,
very, very classy. No
yeah,
heart-shaped jacuzzi tub in there.
no, no. They're
Okay.
all one bedrooms, so they're just
Not that kind of
showers.
sexy. All right, I
Yeah.
got it. I got it. Okay, thanks for picking the picture there. Okay, so that's what you've done with this. What was a shell of a building?
Yeah.
You've turned it around 6 units. You said.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice, nice. So is that fully leased out now, or where are you at with the
Yeah.
project?
So we just got permission to occupy last Thursday.
Oh wow,
So yeah, we've got three tenants who've moved in over the weekend, and then
wow,
I've got a couple more in the hopper. So yeah, I think it'll be,
exciting.
I'm hoping by, early September we'll be full.
Very good. So you're working for a long time in the brokerage side of things,
Yeah.
seeing how things work. You've transitioned over into acquisitions for the company that you're working with right now. What's
Hmm.
the big difference? What are you doing differently now than you were as a broker?
Um, well, it's interesting. As a broker, and I'm still trying to figure it out, but
Mhm.
as a broker, you're out there selling the possible. Yeah, I
Yeah.
could see somebody who might pay that. You know, give me a listing
Yeah.
and we'll go out there and see what
Yeah.
we can
We'll make it.
find.
We'll see if it's possible. Got it.
And oftentimes you can, right?
Hmm.
Especially as you go through the reps and iterations, or you have to have that conversation like, hey, over the past couple of years, we were tracking valuations and we'd be as far as 30% off. And it's like, how? How are we going to get to that? And they're like, oh, it's a 4.6 cap. It's in like, what market, my guy? Like, that doesn't
Hmm.
happen.
Hmm.
Um, so um, the biggest difference is just going out there. And I think instead of having the hey, what are you selling or how can we transact? It's, what are you seeing? What are you seeing out there? It's an even softer sell than the brokerage.
So
Because
your main job is creating broker relations, I would imagine, right? Is that the main source
yeah, I
of your deal
mean,
flow, or are you going direct to sellers?
I'm going direct to sellers.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah,
Because, that's what I did for 15, almost 20 years.
yeah.
And so it's going out and, there's a couple of, I've got some tools. I mentioned before we got started, I've got a software company that I'm a partner and a founder in, and I'm using that to go out there and hunt for opportunities. The hypothesis behind that is what if you could use data and analytics to predict transactions, real estate transactions? And we found that we can. So using tools like that, just trying to be creative out there, talking with lenders and attorneys. Um,
Hey there, if you're a capital raiser, a syndicator, or a fund manager, and you're looking for a steady flow of incoming accredited investor leads, then go ahead, grab a free copy of my new book, How to Get 20 Accredited Investor Meetings Every Month Without Cold Calling, Networking, or Chasing People. You can get that at 20accreditedinvestorsbook.com. Again, that's the number 20accreditedinvestorsbook.com.
I'm just beating the bushes the best I can.
So, who is kind of your ideal person that you want to be talking with about properties? Like, what's the buy box that you guys are looking for?
So within Cincinnati, I think we look as small as like 30 units because we have the infrastructure in town. 30 up to, I don't know, like a couple, probably 500 units, right?
Mhm.
Um, Outside of, since up into Dayton, we could probably do like a 50 unit deal. But if you get into Columbus, Indianapolis, Louisville, or Lexington, there's 5 cities around Cincinnati that are within an hour and a half. So outside of those, we really need 150 units because you can afford to staff it with a maintenance and a manager at that point. And our returns that we're looking for are uh, minimum 1.75 on the equity multiple, low teens IRR over a like 3 to 5 year hold, um, and 8% cash on cash at the deal level to be
Mhm.
able to sell to investors. So, it kind of ranges. The ICP is what you're talking about. It ranges. Could be some mom and pops or smaller owner operators. Got a couple of those that we're working with now, up to some uh, institutional level capital that maybe are cycling out of older
Mhm.
deals. And those are the ones that fit for us really well. So
Yeah,
it's
makes
really just
sense.
trying to find a problem and then seeing if we can solve it at a price that makes sense for both parties.
So tell me a little bit more about how your software works and how you developed that.
Sure. So I was, like I said, I was in brokerage for the majority of my career. And what I found is that if I called you and I said, "Hey, Dave, you've got 20 properties. Do you want to sell any of them?" It's an immediate no. But if I call you and I say, "Hey, Dave, I'm calling about timber trails, for these reasons, it looks like the loan's maturing and looks like it's performing well. You've held it for a while. And I've got a buyer that is looking for, specifically this type of asset. Is that something you might consider?" Your odds of affecting a transaction are significantly higher. So that was the hypothesis behind it. What if you could use data and analytics to predict real estate transactions?
I see.
And so we've got every single property in the U.S., 50 units and up, working into that smaller section. Uh, but and we're looking at things like rental rates, occupancies, loan maturities, ownership behavior patterns to um, pinpoint transactions. And we found that we're as high as 80% accurate in identifying deals before they trade. So within 6 months, if we identify a deal, we're saying within 6 months that property is going to trade. And I've seen it happen
Interesting. Interesting.
with brokers. I've scored some opportunities off of it, listings when I was brokering and closings as well. So um, and then for the brokerage community, it also has a buyer matching algorithm as well.
Very nice. So basically the software can figure out which properties are going to sell or have the highest likelihood of selling within the next 6 months,
That's right.
as well as who's the most likely person to purchase that kind of property. And then either you as like on the acquisition side where the company can kind of go in there and talk directly to those high probability sellers and try and bypass the whole broker type thing. Or if
Yeah.
you're a broker, you can go in there and see who's most likely to list it, and then you can probably do a good match with who would be most likely to buy it, so you can kind of double end it that way. Yeah, I can see that
Yeah.
being very, very valuable.
Yeah. Well, and the most common objection I heard when you did have a seller on the line was, well, if I sell it, I've got to sell it with whoever sold it to me.
Mm,
And, for a broker, it's kind of like a knife in the heart. So what this does is it helps you break that chain, because if they're going to sell it on the open market, they got to go list it with whoever sold it to them. But if it's off market, they don't necessarily have that loyalty.
right.
So yeah, I'm sorry, so and so just brought me an offer. So it helps um,
Avoid that.
acquisition people and brokers put deals together in the off market space.
Very, very cool. Awesome, Stash. Well, that's very interesting. If people are listening to this or watching this and they'd like to find out more about you and perhaps more about the software that you've got, what should they do? Where should they go?
Yeah, so Needle is the name of the platform, nedl.us. Um, you can reach me at Stash, STASH, at needle.us. Or if you have deals that you want to talk about, Stash at vrec.com. And I'm all over LinkedIn. That's probably the most prominent platform I'm on. And I'm just screwing around on Instagram, but I'm there too.
Awesome, Stash. Well, hey, congratulations on the software. That's really, really smart. And I wish you the best of success with that and your new position.
Thank you so much.
And the sixplex too. Sounds like things are going well. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. And we will see you on the next episode. Hey there. I really hope you enjoyed that episode. And as always, if you want to listen to more daily interview content, make sure you subscribe. And if you're an active real estate investor and you're doing deals and you'd like to get featured on this show, then just head over to daveinterviewsyou.com.